So we're going to do conclusions. Everybody should have 30 seconds to a minute for this. Let me explain what I'd love for you to do. This is my big takeaway. I personally would love to hear what a takeaway is from this experience. And then I'd love for you to share what you can bring to this community. Right? Are you an investor looking for deal flow? Let us know you're looking that you have capital to deploy. Are you an entrepreneur looking for strategic partnerships, looking for joint ventures, proof of concepts, looking for investment? Let us know. Like this is what I'm looking for. And then what can you bring to the table? Right? So these are two different things. Before you start, let me just say this. All of us have certain personality. Many of you are my friends, and some of you love to ask for things. I know this because you constantly are asking me for something. You're texting me, emailing me, social mediaing me, and asking me to do something for you. Can you get me 4 free tickets for NFT NYC? Can you do this? Can you introduce me to this person? Give me. Nothing wrong with that, but it is only one side of a relationship. I suck at that side. As you know, for all those that said, Ian, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And I constantly change the subject to like, well, here's how I can help you. And this is where I live. What can I do for you? How can I serve you? How can I make an impact in your life? But this alone and that alone are not a healthy way to engage with a culture and a community if you want to have longevity. Unless you're willing to bring something to the table and willing to give something, right? You have to bring, give, and receive. So there's two sides to this. So in our conclusions, let me know, our team know what stands out, and don't have to be overly optimistic. It's okay to be critical. In fact, you can know if you're a critical person, the majority of people are going to say encouraging things right now, so why don't you stretch yourself and try to be one of the people that will stand up and have the courage to say, hey, here's a blind spot, here's something that would radically make this a better experience for everybody, because that would actually help us do better in the future. So what's a takeaway? What can you give and bring to the table? What are you looking to receive? What's a challenge that you really need help with? We are ready for you to do your conclusions. Who wants to go first? Denise has a microphone in her hand.
Hi, guys. I have been incredibly inspired by every single person I've talked to at this place, so thank you for that. I think what I'm looking for is to understand what everybody is doing and what their needs are, and try to connect those dots, because I really do, a lot of the things that we do at the creative agency is we do collaboration. So sometimes, you know, it's not just a marketing strategy, but it's how do you leverage somebody else's objectives as well, and how do we go into this together? And I think a lot of the conversations I've had today, I'm realizing, hey, this person could really benefit from this person's into, you know, IP or their community, and then vice versa. And so I have my head full of different thoughts based on numerous conversations today. And so also, if you do need branding or marketing, or you need creative assets or commercials, that's me. But more than that, it's just getting to know every single person here and seeing if I know somebody in my network that I can make the introduction, or that we can facilitate a collaboration together.
Thank you.
I am really impressed with the people in this room. You guys are changing the world. You're using AI and you're using Web3 to solve real problems, to make the world better. What I was hearing today was not just, I want to build my empire, it was, I want to change the world in a better way. And I'm very impressed with that. So thank you all for that. We are doing what we can to do a little piece of building a foundation for you to build on top of. And I would encourage you to do so. Hedera is here for you. If you're doing something that involves tokens or smart contracts or something, we're doing everything we can to provide to you the tools you need to do it. And if you see things that we could do better to help you have better tools, let us know. We just want to do whatever we can to help you to change the world. So thanks.
I spoke with this gentleman, smart guy. I would say this. I want to be able to know how to help Tricon, to make them just so excited with what happened in this room. So they go, wow, we got to go even bigger. So I just want clarity and go, how do we get Tricon as a group? How do we work as a community to go? So Tricon goes, wow, we have to go way bigger than this. And so that's my one goal, is going, what does it take for this to be Tricon to go, that was a win. We got to go big. I'm here in Orange County. I want to give any connection I have, any contacts I have. I know great people in this community that would really love to go, how do we bring more tech to Orange County and just blow it out, but make Tricon be like the centerpiece. They became like huge in tech because of what happened in this room. That would be a win if I said they went huge, they became great because of this room in tech in Orange County. That's what I really want to do. That's what I'd be really passionate about hearing about.
Thank you.
So the one thing that I can give is, coming from the health and fitness world, I know a lot of great people, and earlier when we talked about education and what is that? I'm spacing on it. But where we're basically mentoring somebody else along the way and educating them, holding their hand. I love the idea of being able to download somebody's mind, but what if we did have some of the best coaches and trainers in the world to be able to empower people with their own physical capabilities and give them the best and healthiest bodies imaginable? So I would love to give to this community in that capacity, to be able to help change everybody's body, because everybody has one, and we have to live in it for the entire time that we're here until we figure out that next piece potentially. So it's something that I'm very passionate about in helping, and I got a lot out of it. You guys are incredibly smart, incredibly wise people, and I'm humbled to be here. Thank you.
Well, it seems like we're going around, so I'll just keep the mic going. But you know, I think in terms of takeaway, you know, I'm trying to think of like the last time I had a day where we covered like government and policy, entertainment and the arts, you know, just all the different finance, philanthropy. It was just amazing to kind of be here and to think and how allow my brain to kind of go on this journey and see how all these things really are interconnected. And I think I was just impressed by, and maybe a takeaway was just the focus on, in a room full of people who are intrigued by AI and Web3, the focus actually on humanity kind of impressed me. And I'm not sure that I would have guessed that, because I didn't really know what I was saying yes to when I said yes, and I would be in the category of people who had no idea what Web3 was before I came. But I'm leaving enriched by the ways that this can really help us live into the fullness of our humanity. And so that's great. In terms of what I can bring, any of you in the room who are interested in deploying resources for things that you're passionate about and giving and charity, I would love to explore that with you. And really it's about bringing creativity to that. Sometimes we just think about giving money, but really there are so many other things that can be turned into, that have value and can be deployed valuably in the world. And beyond that, I just feel like beyond that transactional piece, there's also just so many wonderful things going on in the world. And whether it's around ways that we can care for those who are more vulnerable, those who don't have access to the same kind of opportunities and privileges that many of us in this room have. I'm involved in a lot of those conversations, and I love connecting resources to need. And so that's just something that I hope I can bring: relationships, connection, and mobilizing resources for charitable giving. So thanks.
What I'm taking away is tied to what I mentioned when I first got up here, and was learning, right? I got to learn from all of you because I come from a very different background, and just listening to each of your perspectives on these important topics really impacted me. And what I can offer is, I'm super curious. I have a certain expertise. I work at Stanford. I have some things I teach, but I also have resources who are experts that are there. I'm always happy to talk with anyone. And again, I don't know everything, but I am curious, and I'm always willing to have a conversation with any of you if you have something that you want to talk about. I'm always feel free to reach out to me. And then what I am requesting from everyone, you guys are out there changing the world. And my job as kind of an educator is to study you, right? To sit there and go, huh, what's working, what's not, and kind of abstracting. because what we want to do is all the magic that you're creating, we want to scale it. We want to make sure it's shared. We want to make sure that it's impacting in lots of different ways. And I study the business models behind it. I understand the organizations and how they're all the best practices. So if you could just share that with me, because again, I want to be kind of part of your journey in just learning from you. And again, you all are doing amazing things in the world. And my job is just to make sure that people know, and then they can scale it on their own. So thank you.
I'll go ahead and go next. First, I just want to give a shout out to Ian, one of my best friends, and his team, because he has worked tirelessly on this for months. I would call him, and and he's just like constantly on calls and planning for this. So I know he put his heart and soul into it. And was this not the best intellectual mind candy you've had in months? Oh my gosh. So that's one of my key takeaways is like, I could talk to you guys for hours, right? And we had this amazing Women with Purpose night last night. That was so fun. And so I don't want the community to end. I'm part of Friends of Tech National Prayer Breakfast, and we have our own chat group, right? And all throughout the year, we kind of reach out to each other on WhatsApp and talk. We continue the conversation. So that's one thing I would ask of your group, that we continue these conversations and don't forget each other, because we all go to different conferences every single week, right? So here's what I have to offer for you. I have, kind of a unique background, because I know the top 30 or so use cases for AI in most of the vertical sectors, and I also know who does them the best and has been certified by NVIDIA and Intel. So what I typically would do when I was at Lenovo is what I call an AI innovation showcase. So it could be done for a class at Stanford. I'm about to speak at UGA, where my son goes to school. If any of you have a need for someone to come in and speak about, what are people doing with AI, and make it fun and easy. That's kind of my superpower. And also providing those connections, right? How do we know it's a box, but what goes in the box with the software, right? How do we make that happen? I can easily help you with that situation. So I hope everybody's going to take out the front and connect with Andrea Hewells on LinkedIn. And I'm new to the startup community, right? And we are based in Phoenix, and we are starting Series A this week. And we already have commitments from Lenovo and NVIDIA and Intel. We won VentureBeat's top edge AI company in the world last July. So we're not your typical startup, but we are looking for a lead investor. So here's what I'd offer to you if you'd like to come to beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, and meet our CEO, who's a woman who's absolutely fantastic, one of my best friends. That's why I left Lenovo to basically work with my best friend. We'd love to give you a tour and introduce you to our executive team. And we even have a lab where you can go and try all the different use cases, like a mini retail environment. So thank you so much for including me. And I hope we all stay connected.
So I was inspired mostly about how this space was cultivated and how everyone interacted. Minimal side chatter, very minimal. Everybody's lots of attention and focus. One of the things I shared at the very beginning was, how do we get tech to serve humanity rather than humanity serving technology? And so, of course, we've got videos and microphone, and we're all talking about Web3 and all this blah, 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 blah. But the reality is that we're a bunch of people in a room talking to each other. So we could have done this outside with zero technology. And I think that's the most important thing for all of us to remember, is Ian set the tone for how we should be treating each other. Ian set the tone for bringing his closest trusted people. And so we all felt that community of trust here to share our vision and our hope for the future of what we want to see. And so I think for me, I'm excited about that. Technology aside, but I'm excited that people are taking their Monday to sit together and talk about how do we improve the world and how do we focus on each other and make this moment as meaningful as we can. And I feel like we did a really good job.
So I loved everything about this. It's so amazing. So I haven't worked in a formal tech environment for 4 years, and I missed the geeking out. So it's been fun. And I love the warmth, the care, the very clear commitment to society, moving society in a positive direction in this room. I loved the demonstrations. Doc loved it. You know, just everything that we've even, you know, was it Sierra? Yeah. No, Clara. Thank you. Loved her. Got some video of her. Loved that. And I'm just so grateful. And so the thing that I would like to offer up for anyone who's interested is if you would like to talk with me about human trafficking, all of the various narratives that are out there and the different, you know, whether it's sex work or whether it's legalization of prostitution or what are the underlying risk factors or the reasons that people are becoming ensnared and what it looks like in the Ukraine versus what it looks like in Oakland, California versus Figueroa down here. Whatever that you would like to kind of talk about as it relates to that, I'd love to have a discussion with you about it. I'd also love to talk about some of the nefarious implications when you're talking about, you know, selling people, selling organs, selling, people predominantly, and how the digital world can either help or further that. So if you'd like to explore those types of topics, I'd love to have a discussion with you about it. And then for me, I think I am trying to, you know, currently I have 7 houses, 47, I house 47 people. I have this IT academy that I'm trying to make it as accessible as possible nationally and internationally. So I'd love your help in great minds, technology minds, great minds around housing, kind of transformative housing that scales. Anything along those lines. I want to just add more and more efficiency into what we're doing so we can help as many people as possible.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, great job by everybody. I mean, this is one thing that I notice here is that without allowing people to buy their way in to this community and having to be invited, everyone here is sharing the same heart. You know, we're sharing the same minds, we're open. This is one of those great times. Every conversation I had today was a yes, a yes, a yes, and that only comes with trust. I mean, part of me wants to just lock the doors and have a hackathon for the next 3 days and, you know, get some legal work and see what we can do here to solve some CCO issues. But seriously, I think that in this room we have the power to unite and really make change. You know, and that's at the core of our company. That's what we're trying to do, you know, with Barbados, you know, as our partner. So as we move into that world and into that realm, which is quickly mounting, you know, my offer out there to you is that if it's interesting to you to see how this works and to be part of literally the first ever, you know, Web3 experience around archival records, welcome in. You know, we're here, my door's open. So, you know, if you want to come learn, you want to contribute, just let me know. You know, I think it's important that those who have been affected, you know, by the circumstances that the Bayesian people have been affected by, have the voice in this. You know, it's not my voice. I tell my friends and my wife, who are people of color, I'm like, I can listen and I can be an ally, but I'll never be you. You know, and this is really your story. So welcome in. You know, we're here. And so I guess that's kind of what I'm giving you, but it's kind of what you're giving me. So it's symbiotic. So that's, I guess, symbiosis. Pass the joint. I mean.
You can pass it
on. Well, I mean, I feel like it's hard to top what's already been said. But yeah, honestly, like my biggest takeaway is just how, you know, it's just gratitude for everyone just showing up today and sharing a little bit of themselves and exchanging knowledge. I've learned so much from each and every one of you. And like everyone said, hope that we can continue the conversation and keep it going. In terms of what I can bring, if you are interested in specifically the NFT space, or what artists are doing to really push the limits of what's possible, I'm always here to talk, here to share my perspective, here to share some of the amazing artists that we work with. If you are looking to curate art for any kind of physical location, or even a collection for someone special, I also love making recommendations for artists that I love. And I think also in the spirit of giving back, if there's one thing that I would ask is to check out our website, is thehug.xyz, so The Hug. We actually just released a new homepage today. There are some incredible artists, and these are artists whom, come from all over the world. They have maybe 100 followers on Twitter or something. So these are people who are just getting their start creating art for themselves, and they sell art for as low as $10. So, go make someone's day, be their first collector. That's what I really hope we can see from today.
I'll do a +1 to please go check out the webpage of thehug.xyz. I mean, the art is there, the global nature, and the purpose that you saw here is so live, and they're solving things from affordable housing to loneliness. It's just incredible. So one more +1 to please check out the webpage. But Ian, again, thank you. Thank you for bringing us together. This is such a special community. And I'm really also just blown away by the diversity. I think it was the curation of who you got together, backgrounds, ethnicities, gender. Andy got us together and observed that we have almost 50% women, just one aspect of diversity. So again, incredible. I haven't been in this diverse of a community of people who are at the forefront of technology. So it's very special. Thank you. Mike, you asked us to be critical. I was going to say, would love to know how we continue to stay in touch, but I already saw that there's a QR code to join a WhatsApp group. So you've already checked on that. And I look forward to staying connected on WhatsApp. In terms of what I can bring, truly, I come from being a builder, building large global businesses, being a board member, being an investor. So please tap into me for any of those aspects. I'm also really good if you're thinking about transitions, given all the number of transitions that I've done. And especially if you are a female founder, a diverse founder, there's an even more special spot in my heart. So please look out. My network is everyone's network here. So anything I can do to help, as Denise said, if I know someone and I can help connect you, I will. In terms of asks, I think keep the dialogue going. We are going, virtualness.io is my company. We are going from MVP to product launch. So onboarding creators in the US, sports in Asia. Please, reach out to us if there are interesting things that we could do together. Also in the middle of a fast follow fundraise. We just announced our fundraise in November. Most amazing investors like Polygon, Randy Zuckerberg, blockchain. So we will be closing that out this month. So would love to have any investor conversations as well, as much as I can help with any pitches and anything to accelerate all of the wonderful purpose that I saw in this room. So thank you. Thank you again.
Yeah, Divya, so much for having me and Janine here, Ted, Ian and Ted. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. My give is basically we are a no-code platform, and we are a Web3 no-code platform. So if there's anybody out here, and I love working with schools, colleges, universities, because I think it's so important to do something impactful and meaningful at the grassroots level. So schools, colleges, and anybody working with vulnerable population, and if we can help with education, right, from a no-code point of view, love to have the conversation. So that's my give, and my ask is, we are a startup. We've just completed a small raise. Always looking out for investors, but having said that, looking for collaborations as well. We do POAPs and a host of other things. So if you have an event and you want a POAP, reach out to us. All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Greetings. I feel the gratitude flowing, and I want to extend my gratitude to Ian Utility and Tricon Residential. I'm Doc Peace, and as I shared this morning, collaboration is my love language. So my give is to invite you as a brand, as a project, as a company, to connect with me, to collaborate, to create custom spoken word creative assets that embody your vision, your mission. And doing so, what I've seen has helped to really build community. And my ask, that was my give, my ask is I'm also a co-founder of Yes and Marketplace, geared towards jump-starting SaaS companies. And there's got to be an easier way to suss out software as a service platforms, and that's what Yes and Market seeks to do. So if you're an investor and you're looking to provide seed funding for startups, I encourage you to connect. Thank you. Stay gold.
Hi, my takeaway is that there's beautiful people in the world. You guys really touched me. And not only that, but there's beautiful people doing beautiful things. I would say that empathy is something that I really look forward to in meeting in people, especially. My grandmother had a great saying. She said, the stranger might be the most important person you might ever want to meet in your entire life, because you don't know how they're going to change your life, because they don't really want anything from you but just for you to be you. And what I took away is that I love being me because I get to see you. And I got to see each one of you guys, and that's amazing. And so that's my takeaway. And I implore you to be more of you, because that's what the stranger you're going to meet wants to meet. They don't want to meet the avatar of you. They want to meet you. So that's one thing. That's my takeaway. My give, I am an amazing listener. It is actually a gift, because when I listen when you're talking, you will get the answer without me saying a word, because I will listen to get to you, so you could see yourself. That's what I have to offer. And besides, I think outside of the box. So I think when I'm listening, I'm praying to God that you're listening to what I'm thinking, because I don't want to say what I'm thinking. I want you to come up with it. And my final is I am getting ready to direct my very first movie. Inspired. Inspired by the beauty of my mother. Wow. And how one person's love could affect so many people. Anyway. And I am inspired to do this movie because I've seen my mother in action, just sharing her soul with strangers, just giving abundantly of herself, and people going, who is this woman? I go, that's my mom. And so I wrote a movie, and I'm getting ready to shoot it. But what I'm doing is I'm using my art as the way to fund the movie. So within the next month, I will be having my pieces as prints to go out to fund the movie. I asked of you, if you like art, come and see it, come and feel it. And if that inspires you, buy a piece of art so I can make this movie, so I can share my mother with the world. And so thank you. Have a good day.
that was beautiful. It was. I can relate because I got a powerful mother somewhere around here. There she is. You know, the one thing that I say all the time is, Ian, everybody who knows me in here, they hear me say it all the time, it's all about family. And being able to surround yourself with people who are like family, who actually are family, it's an amazing thing. And that's how you can accomplish great things much quicker than we're all used to. And it's a philosophy that I live by, that every company that I'm involved with lives by, and it's really important. Today, there were parts of today where I kind of felt like I was back at my bar mitzvah a little bit. And going from table to table, and every conversation was different. Every conversation was amazing. In the blink of an eye, I'm just looking at all of you. I've talked about so many different opportunities here today. My head's spinning. It's an amazing thing. You're a special man, and you are a special woman, and the people behind this are all amazing. And, you know, my one criticism is really one out of love, and it's a selfish one, because, you know, I am constantly moving, and for those of you who work with me, you know that I never sleep, and I am incredibly busy all the time, and it takes a good amount of force to lock me in a room all day and force me to actually be here and be present and connect with those around me. And those chances are very rare, I feel like. So my one criticism is that there needs to be more of these, and that we should all be locked in rooms together quite often, because I feel like was said here, we can do a lot of good here and save a lot of lives while doing it. So I would love to see all of you guys as much as possible. I am very easy to connect with despite running all over the place, and I love this, and I'm honored to know each and every one of you guys. And again, I thank all of you who put this together, who structured this, who handled all of this. This was fabulous, guys. And I would gladly give up time and whatever I need to be back in this room and to do this again. So thank you all very much.
Yeah, that's excellent. I'd like to thank Kevin, Chief Operating Officer, and the team, because not too far from here is Disneyland. And when you walk into Disneyland, you walk into a play. It's a set. You're part of the story. And when I first came in, the doors opened by the people who were gracious enough to open the doors, and then the people who are gracious enough to serve. Like, we get it at such a high level, but we have so many people serving us. So this has been a really great experience for me, because as somebody who notices everything in the room at once, this sensory overload, I want to go home and take this with me and implement the things that Ian and the team have done, and then I've watched everybody else. So I would like to echo one thing, and then I'll tell you what I'd like as far as an ask. So I see this as like summer camp. I'm looking in the eyes of certain people that I've made connections with, and I know if I see them again, I'm going to give them a hug and go, remember the first summer camp, bro? And so I will commit to at least 1, 2, or 3 people that I will bring to the next summer camp. What I'd like to ask is, you know, sometimes businesses get built in a silo, and we're afraid to ask for observations. And, you know, I have old friends, and I have new friends, and there will be a tab probably by tonight, because I'm going to talk to my team, that will have a QR code. And if you'll just give me your feedback or lean in as it relates to AI.NYC, we're looking for partners. We're looking for people to just tell me what you want, and I will do it. Just tell me what you want, and I will do it. And so you guys are part of the Camp 1. We're going to go do Camp 2, and I love every single one of you.
That was good.
Takeaway. There's a lot of takeaways. I would say everybody here, everything that you heard and absorbed, take that away to your homes, to your families, your friends, your colleagues, your business, everybody. This experience right here, that's a true takeaway, all right? Moving forward, it's a takeaway. What takeaway that I got from this was I heard some things that I haven't heard of before, which is very interesting. We have a very eclectic group here, and if you're sitting amongst people, you're going to hear some things that you're not accustomed to, and that's one of my takeaways. It's good to hear things that where you're not always the one providing information, right? What did it say? What do I like to give or offer? I would say I'm going to be here for another 60, 70 years. Staying healthy. What I have to offer is myself to all of you, right? I'm a recording artist, I'm a musician, I'm a producer, I'm a creator. I know code, 6 languages, including cryptography. I've been on a lot of boardships, from schools to medical to artificial intelligence to conscious and social and economical places and endeavors. I have a lot of experience in just everything, life experiences. Being resilient, making changes. I heard somebody saying making changes into other careers. I did that myself. I did it with passion. If you love what you're doing, you can do everything like that. So, what I have to offer is everybody, don't hesitate. Reach out to me. Contact me. Talk to people that know me to get in contact with me. I will always be there and open to hear anything that you would like to come to me about, all right? That's what I would like, what I can offer to you. Who am I and what I would like to get? My name is Stuart Bullard, a.k.a. Stooby-Doo. I'm classically trained from Pittsburgh. Became a music producer out in Los Angeles. I signed with Dr. Dre over at Death Row Days, created California Love and a bunch of other stuff. Moved over to producing R&B, and then when Dre started getting into OEM, I started following another passion, is aviation, just following my father. So I became a pilot, multi-type rated mid-sized jet and down into private aviation. I also own a private aviation company, a software as a service. It's like the Uber for jets, as you would call it. It's called Fly Air. You just download it in the App Store. It's free for everybody. It's blockchain enabled. You can pay with any type of crypto, traditional payments and things like that. Also, I own multiple high-end recording studios in Los Angeles to A-listers. I also am an advisor for the Department of Culture and Tourism in Abu Dhabi. I report to Sheikh Mohammed Al Mubarak directly. We oversee the enhancement, preservation, anti-exploitation of the culture of Abu Dhabi, but also we want to import global, because we've been recognized by UNESCO as the city of music. So I'm paying homage, giving back by advising all of the artists around the globe about their future endeavors. I let kids come into my studios and record, because everybody is talented in this space, in all of your worlds, but nobody had a chance like myself, or few of us got a chance to actually get in front of a Dr. Dre or Quincy Jones or whoever, right? So last thing I want to leave you with is something from my West Coast dad, Clarence Avon. He said this, kid, you got to pay attention to the ants. You really have to, because that's our world. Everybody's the same, right? So please reach out to me. And if I can't see you, I'm all over the globe, but I'm easily to get to. Trust me. Thank you for having me, Ian. Thank you to all my friends here, and I hope to have some new, long-lasting friends for the next 60, 70 years, right? Awesome.
I want to, everybody, we are going to run out of time. So, if you really, really want to share in the conclusions, then you're going to have to be assertive and like say, don't stop until I get a moment to talk, because we just won't have time to cover everybody, even though I'd like to. The advantage of having the WhatsApp group is we still can collaborate. I'm still going to connect everybody together. So we still have time for a few more, but I don't want to catch people out by surprise by jumping out and ending it. So only a few more. I think, Michael, you want to jump in? Yes?
I'm three things. Number one, I'm a father, and I could not be more proud of my son. Number two, I'm a husband. I could not be more proud of a wife. Number three, I'm old. I don't know tick from tock. I spent 10 years in China, working in China, and all my Chinese friends I worked with said, Michael, we want to give you an authentic Chinese name. I said, what an honor. I said, what is my authentic Chinese name? They said, low tech. So today I got to hear all of you. I got to speak to many of you, and I learned something really important. I learned, number one, that all this is not only the future, it's the present. And what I learned as an old dude is I no longer really have to fear this. All I have to do is embrace it. Thank you all very much.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, today was such an amazing day. My biggest takeaway is just I'm not alone. You know, being able to really, you know, my purpose is I'm heart driven. That's why this man gave me a call. You know, and that's why we resonate. Is because of the opportunities that I pass up because it's not about the people. You know, there's a lot of ways to make money. And, you know, in this early wild, wild west, many people made money hurting people without them knowing it or not. So to know that there is this level of world beaters that are here, that are thinking about moving with purpose, it's not always easy. So so that's my biggest takeaway, that I'm not alone, and it made me, you know, way happier to share. So my ask and my give. Well, let's see. It's tough asking for stuff, right? So let me talk about what I'm giving. I have a project with 220,000 farmers, small and medium farmers who are looking to keep ownership of their sovereignty when they're growing food. They need education, they need support, and they're out in South Africa. They want to be the fruit basket of the continent. Now, that requires people that I can collaborate with as far as being access to the board, as far as best practices in storing data and giving access to financial instruments. And, you know, hopefully I'm doing it right. Or just say major. No, that's wrong. We don't want to do that. It's not compliant. You know, and my ask is this: I have a wallet, but first, biometric wallet. Now this is supposed to house and verify ownership and so forth. So when I'm presenting it and giving it to these farmers so that I can bring them into the fray, like, you know, we need to teach them how to do it. So, you know, I look for support. We are a startup. It's called Seeds of Freedom, and we are raising. Small raise. 5 million, but the thing is, in more cases, it's really just about having the right collaborators who can help us not just grow food in South Africa, but grow food and impact the farmer globally, because we all need good food. Complete.
Hey guys, so let's do a quick engagement. How many people here outside of this venue, outside of this event, feel like you don't belong? Raise of hands. A couple. Okay. So I would say that that's my biggest issue in society, is that besides a wheelchair basketball tournament, besides a place and a venue that I'm surrounded by wheelchairs, there is no sense of belonging. So what I got from this event is a confirmation that after 2 years being in the Web3 and blockchain space, this is my confirmation that I belong. This is my confirmation that somebody who is less qualified than any of you here, as an adaptive athlete, I got no technical skills, so what value am I bringing? Not much, besides the fact that I can bring equality into this space, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I can help with brand, marketing. And what I ask for is for the people here who have a similar situation, who have somebody in that position as me, to reach out and see how we can work on something together, because most people live by the fact of out of sight, out of mind, and we need to change that, because no matter what you're doing, something can change. We can get into a car crash, we can get old. Disability is going to happen, unfortunately. So I'm going to finish off by saying, Tricon, thank you for giving us this venue where we can actually create these amazing connections. And Ian, thank you so much for creating a space of belonging.
You're going to, Rashma, you're going to close us out. So I'm Pete Erickson. It's been a really, like all of you, it's been an incredible day. I think one of my takeaways is that technology is human. And it's been so wonderful to connect with so many humans that really care about actually creating a better technology industry. We really got it wrong the last 20 years. And we can get this right by working together. I have a couple offers. I shared earlier that I felt like I was addicted to Twitter. If anybody wants to talk about that, I'm happy to talk about that. I know quite a bit about addiction myself. I lost a brother 4.5 years ago to alcoholism. He died by suicide. If anybody has family members and want to talk about that, I'm open to talk about that as well. That's something I can give you all. I also have an offer to give anybody that came to Purpose all access pass to my next conference, which is about AI. It's called Voice of AI. It's about learning the language of AI. And little secret, the language of AI is human. But you're all invited to my conference, so that's an offer but also an ask, because it's in Washington, D.C. You'll have to fly out and see me. And I got a line on a spoken word poet that may open up the show with a spoken word poem about the language of AI. Anyway, love you all. Thank you.
So I've been tasked to wrap this up. I think I was just going to basically give everyone my gratitude. I mean, what the biggest takeaway for me, first starting with Ian and Jessica, you guys, awesome job. Seriously. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel an immense amount of gratitude for everybody in this room, the collective energy, the thought process, the gift of your wisdom and knowledge and experience, and just sharing it so openly, not just with each other, but with us, right? You know, I don't think many of you knew who Tricon was before Ian called you. Hopefully you do, you know, have a little bit of a knowledge. So certainly, you know, I will be open to connecting with each and every one of you. I ask that, and I'll also share my ideas and thoughts and, you know, give that away as much as possible. I ask that you keep, you know, Tricon in your collective brain power somewhere back here. You know, as you do what you do and impacting the world and impacting all the humans around you and really trying to make, you know, technology the next, you know, human-centered product, if you will, truly human-centered product, that you keep, you know, our industry in mind a little bit. And please shoot me an email, send me a thought, a text. Hey, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? I guarantee you we probably haven't. And so I love the opportunity to advance our industry and our company specifically along the same lines that you guys are all heading down. So thank you. Much gratitude to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to our awesome volunteers in black who are out here, Tricon employees and other folks who gave their day and their time to be of service. So thank you all. Appreciate you.